You know, there have been so many stories about possible treatments other than vaccines right now to deal with COVID. We know there's a pill, but apparently it's been in short supply. Now the story, this is kind of interesting because as the pandemic goes on and doctors or researchers coming up with new ways to treat the virus, one company is testing an antiviral medication that looks like basically a pocket-sized inhaler. Imagine how simple and easy that would be.
This sounds so cool.
It does. Dr. Dale Christensen is TFF's Pharma's head of clinical development. Is it he? Dr. Christensen, are you there?
Yes.
Good
afternoon. Thank you.
Can you what is TFF exactly?
TFF stands for thin film freezing. It's a process that is used to make drugs that can be inhaled and delivered to the lung, or to stabilize medicines so that they can be stored at room temperature instead of in an ultra-cold freezer.
So that would be advantage number one, the fact that you can store these at room temperature. We know that was an issue with the vaccines. At the beginning, we were hearing vaccines would be thrown out. Not enough were being used, and they were not lasting. I guess my first question on your particular medication here or your treatment is, why is it, and I realize in the case of science, 3 years is not a very long time, but, you know, we've had vaccines now for a while. Why is this just coming to light now? How hard was this to develop?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the TFF technology has been around for quite a while, about 10 to 15 years, but only three and a half years ago, TFF Pharmaceuticals got started, and we've been working on a number of compounds to treat other diseases. When COVID came around, we started looking for products that could be used to treat COVID via using a small pocket-sized inhaler. You take a capsule, put it in the inhaler, and just in one breath delivers a dose of the drug to your lung. And so the idea would be that we searched for the best medicines, the most potent medicines with antiviral activity, so that our vision is that you would get a positive test, whether it's a rapid test or a PCR test. You go to your pharmacy, pick up the medicine, and go home, and you administer the drug at home for 5 to 7 days, and it keeps you out of the hospital and helps you improve faster.
Okay. I'm fascinated by this, and I understand that it's being tested specifically on Quebecers. I assume it's being tested everywhere, but why Quebecers?
Well, so it's kind of a great question. Quebec has a very good infrastructure for drug development. There are labs on Quebec Island that do the toxicology work. ITR specifically is the lab that we used to ensure the safety of the medicine before we went into humans. And then we did our phase 1 clinical trial where you dose healthy normals. So the drug development process is you do a phase 1 trial in healthy normal people to show that it's safe in normal people. And then you go into patients in phase 2 and phase 3 clinical trials. And we completed our phase 1 clinical trial in Quebec at Alta Sciences, that is there in Montreal. And so Montreal has played a key role in helping get this medicine to be ready to start treating patients.
All right, so if we look at the timeline here, how would it work? You're doing testing. What's the window before this becomes generally readily available?
So we are now preparing a trial where we will treat COVID patients now, and again with that philosophy of you get a positive test, you enroll in the trial, and you take the medicine home. And so we'll be hopefully starting the phase 2 trials very soon. And if that goes well, under the emergency use authorization process, this could be widely on the market within the next year or 18 months or so.
Okay. And simply it will be a matter then? Go ahead.
Sorry, and that is all dependent upon, how prevalent COVID remains as we move forward with the pandemic.
So now we've had a variety of variants as well between now and the time this actually is approved. There could be others, of course. Would that make a difference? Would this be as effective?
So that is another unique aspect of this compound that we're developing, niclosamide. Niclosamide, rather than, normally when a virus infects your body, it gets into cells and it uses your body's machinery to replicate itself. Most most antivirals target the proteins made by the virus, and so mutation of the virus can lead to escape from efficacy of the drug. Our drug actually targets the human proteins that are involved in making copies of the virus. And so it doesn't matter how the virus mutates, because we're working on the human side, it prevents escape by mutation of the virus.
I see.
So and it also works broadly against the original SARS virus that came out was around in 2006, I believe, and also the MERS coronavirus that was killing people in the 2014-15 timeframe.
And it was around then as well.
Well, the corona, so it is broadly active against all coronaviruses.
Oh, okay, got it.
And other respiratory viruses, and so that provides evidence that mutations of the virus won't allow this drug to lose activity.
Got it.
Very encouraging.
Yeah, absolutely. Wish you good luck. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.